ready, Mr. Shepherd? Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Port St. Lucie, those of you here and those of you on YouTube. On this exciting day, because we are welcoming Martha Creek here today. A lot of you are familiar with her work, I know, but when Reverend Linda and I were trying to decide how to describe her, I know, hi Martha. She's an author, teacher, speaker at Unity Spiritual Institute, international presenter, a life coach, a photographer, and the easiest way to say it is one of the wisest women on the planet. So welcome, Martha, and we're looking forward to your talk and to the workshop. And now, if you would stand and join us in our opening song, One Life. I invite you to sit back, relax, let go of thoughts of what you're doing later, anything, as we join our hearts and minds together and remind ourselves of the peace of spirit that is always there, always within, and always available. Creator of all that is, I open my heart and mind this morning to the presence of God that is within me and in everyone and everything, that one power and one presence. I let God's peace fill my being. In this presence, I am peaceful, poised, confident, and strong. I relax in God's loving care and release all my cares, knowing that God is upholding me and sustaining me in all that I do. God's presence calms me, quiets the storms around me, and leads me to a place of perfect peace. As I center myself in that peaceful presence this morning, I let go of every concern and relax in the safety of God's love and in the love of those around me. I find Unity of Port St. Lucie a sanctuary of love and peace, and I am open and receptive to receive all it has to soothe my mind and soul this day. And so it is. Amen. Please say with me our mission statement: to develop our spiritual connection with God through prayer, education, and service. And our vision: Unity of Port St. Lucie is an expanding community for personal healing and spiritual growth. And we're going to sing our congregational song with the help of two guest vocalists this morning, Amanda and Olivia. Thank you, Olivia and Amanda. If I'm correct, Olivia is 6, is that right? And Amanda is 4. And for the daily word today, Stacy Murphy is going to read it for us.
Good morning. Our daily word for the day is guidance. And the affirmation is divine wisdom helps me discover my unique spiritual path. Tending to my spiritual life keeps me attentive to the whispers of my heart and in tune with my guidance. I am grateful for those moments. I can rely upon my spiritual intuition to discern my path forward. But sometimes my guidance feels far away and hard for me to access my own. At those times, I may seek the assistance of my trusted friends and advisors. I may seek the wise counsel of my minister or a spiritual counselor who encourages me to discover the wisdom found in the depths of my own consciousness. She, he, or they pray with me, listen with empathy, and share my joy as my innate wisdom leads me along my unique spiritual path. I am grateful for those who walk the path alongside me. But the advocate, the Holy Spirit, whom the Father will send in my name, will teach you everything and remind you of all that I have said to you. This is from John chapter 14, verse 26. And if we can all say the affirmation together, divine wisdom helps me discover my unique spiritual path. Thank you.
As we prepare for our meditation with Martha Creek, please join us in singing Surely the Presence.
With a grateful heart, big deep breath. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Surely the presence of the Lord is in our breath, our very breath. Be aware of your breath. Be aware of being breathed. There's nothing you can do to remove the Holy Spirit from you. And there's something we can do to awaken to and become aware of the Holy Spirit as us. We do this in this meditation through atonement. Attunement. Awakening. Awareness. And another large, full, spacious breath. Receive a breath. Make room. Even include a bigger, fuller exhale. I am here. I am here. I am here. I invite you to silently speak the words, I know who I am. I know whose I am. I know what I am. God is. God is. God is. I am that I am. I am that. I am the great I am. I am. I am that. Active in all the 12 and 8 empowered, inherent power that I am as the great I am. We use those powers now, right now, here this morning. Surrender to the one power, the one presence that is all that is. Aware that I am one with that. There's nothing I could do or could ever have done to change that. There's no power to separate me from what is true, what is real about me. God is. I am. Imagine now how your life might look different, how we would be different, how our life would be different if we lived this out. Who would you be as the radiant I am? Thinking that way, praying from that place, and all actions from that place. Imagine. Feel it. God is. I am. I think that way. I pray that way. I live that way. I am exponentially, always expanding in that direction. Get a sense of it in your body. Get a sense of being this and becoming even a greater I am. We give thanks for this morning. We give thanks for communion, community, for pause, for reflection, for contemplation, for renewal, for awakening, for attunement and atonement. Remembering, we begin again, new, newer and newer. So be it. So it is. Is it time? Is it time? Is it time? Is it time? Okay, so reach over to somebody by you and just say, I'm glad you're here this morning. And now look around to the same person and say, however, this talk is free. I'm glad you're here. However, this talk is for me. This is for me to be here present. Good morning. I'm so delighted and blessed to be with you. I am absolutely full-heartedly lifting you up in a new year and a new way of being. I'm thrilled that I can be any part of your becoming. And my ministry and my mission is to serve those who serve. So I humbly and deeply bow to you and who you are on the planet, especially at this time, and what you have done, most of you, for decades and decades, and that are still with an uncommon motivation and an uncommon stamina to do and to be and to become even more. So now's the time. We're the people, we've heard, and I absolutely believe it and live it. So I saw that some of you have referenced Martha's Pearls. It's a little book that came out here from some of the writings I've been doing over the years, and it's available there for you, and it's available online too. And in doing this and putting this forward, my sincere desire is to bring empowered teachings to the whole of the planet. So that's the reason to put it in a book format. I also do newsletters. I also give permission to record anything that comes through me. So these are all actions in alignment with my mission and my vision to get empowered teachings to the whole of the planet. That's the reason I'm here this morning. And also to finish off whatever's left of me and my little 3-year-old tantruming, egoic, fear-minded self. And it's a full-time job. And maybe some of you can relate. So as I refer to some of the chapters here in the book, I'm going to be inviting you, of course, to see how is it relevant for you? Like, what difference does it make? And that it's not Martha's talking head this morning, but like Martha's talking head to reflect something in you that is truer than what we've ever considered maybe. I know for me, I did many things for decades that wasn't true for me. I had never stopped to question them. I had not stopped to say that just because others do it, is it true for me? Or just because my family did it, is that true for me? And then I find something daily that's truer than what I formerly believed was true. So I hold that space for you and me again this morning as we look at this. So we think about this is from chapter 28 on the topic of self-differentiation. And what if this was the last day, this very day today was the last day you ever blamed yourself? If you stopped making things your fault, get a sense of it and how quick it happens. Like I had guests in here last week, and there was 2 6-year-olds and their mother and their grandmother and their auntie. And they began to step on the sofa and jump off on the floor. And they were having fun and giggling and all of that. You know, all is well. You know, it's all fun and games till somebody gets an eye put out. And so they're jumping off the sofa, and then they were enjoying it, how they could jump further. Oh, look how much further I can jump. Oh, watch this. And then about 10 jumps in, and I was uneasy about it. I felt uneasy about it, and I didn't stop it. I didn't say that's enough, or let's go redirect or find something else we can do. Although my heart was uneasy about it, my mind was saying like, well, their mother's right here. Their grandmother's here. Their auntie's here. It's their job to stop it. It's their responsibility to stop it. And this guidance was, stop this. And I didn't follow it. And then one more jump, and then a collapse in the floor, grabbed her ankle, screaming her guts out, lifting the roof with wails in pain. And the first thought through my mind is, it's my fault. It's my fault. So self-blaming. Now, this also comes from our childhood, of course, our rearing, our DNA, genetics, epigenetics, whatever, how far back you want to go, wiring, soft wiring, hard wiring, and patterning. And this tendency in me to be over responsible. And I caught the thought, it's my fault. And I can report to you that even though the thought was there, I didn't embody it. That's its own miracle. I picked up the child and carried her to another room to put her on a bed so that her family could see about her. And I'm happy to report, after some expression of pain, wailing and crying and lifting the roof, she was up running around in about 5 minutes. And the other 6-year-old sat in the floor, and I tuned into her and what she was saying, and it was, it's my fault. My fault. So that's how young it starts. This business of what is our fault. then the pain of that is so intense, so heavy, that we have to displace that on others. So then we're going to blame because it hurts so much here and chronically. I mean, we've got a reservoir of this pain, speaking for myself and the people I serve. And the first words out of her mouth were, "Damn you, Steve." Now, no one's in the house with her. Steve is her husband. And she links it back in the video to, he didn't come home on time last night. I can't sleep till he comes home. I didn't sleep well. I got up late. I'm having 2 cups of coffee instead of 1. Therefore, it's his fault that the coffee cup broke. This is what we're dealing with, folks. So where's the hope in it? And there's a way. There's a way to say, and this little book is practical. It shows these ways how to apply this and how to continue to look at this. And this, the question, the chapter 28 question is, what if there's no one to blame? If I stop blaming myself and making myself faulty and the fault of it, and then to the degree that I can do that, then I'm more able to offer that to others. So this means then stopping some of these patterned behaviors, like being quickly offended. Quickly offended. How quick it is. I feed the birds here. We had a big, nearly an 8-inch snow here. I'm near Nashville, Tennessee. And I got the bird feeders out, and I was so proud of myself. And I went out, got up the next morning, and they were in under the cover of the little back porch out here, and there was bird poop on all the chairs. After all I've done for God. And how offended, like, it's like birds doing what birds do. Birds doing what birds do since the beginning of time. But I'm still offended over it, and after all I've done for them. That's how quick it is. And then I'm happy to report I was able to grin pretty quick. Like, oh, I didn't get what I wanted here. Now what? Now what? So what would be a solution for this? Wash the chairs, turn them over, bring them in, give the birds some space. For my sake. For my sake. So think about then, right now, after today, after this session this morning, after this workshop today, if you could no longer be offended more than a second or 2, would that be okay with you? Like, I'm no longer the one that's offended, so easily offended. I'm no longer the one that embodies that offense, that's going to talk about it all day. Because if we don't stop it, every time the phone rings, we'll say, hey, Martha, good morning, Martha, how's it going? Well, you'll never believe it. There was bird poop all over the patio. Can you believe it? Then it's like, okay, have a nice day. Next call. Hey, Martha, how's it going? Well, I woke up to bird poop all over the patio. Then it's not enough. We don't do it today. We'll go to work tomorrow. How'd your weekend go, Martha? Well, oh my God, I had to clean patio furniture. So it gets to be a smaller and smaller life, a smaller and smaller experience of life. Because there was a lot more in my day and a lot more in my weekend and a lot more in my heart than cleaning the patio furniture. So think about then if we did less of that, if we were less sensitive, if we grew our resilience. And you have to be resilient to be in a study and to be in a spiritual principle-based faith like Unity. You have to have resilience. A teaching that says I'm responsible for my own experience. It takes some grit, some resilience. So I know you have it. And then that we're looking at what else? Where can I undo that? Where do I still tantrum some here and there? And how can I minimize that when I can? So then we become a little more differentiated, a little bit more able to self-regulate, to pause, to pray before we proceed, to pause, maybe to even giggle, to accept, to surrender, things that we've been encouraged about, inspired to do, taught to do, told to do from every master teacher in every faith tradition. And it's only going to serve me to the degree that I actually apply it. So this is an important day, an important inquiry into, instead of waiting for them to, it's like no more waiting for me to, mine to do. So get a sense then, as we did in the meditation, what your life would be like if you couldn't be offended. Now, if you go home and start practicing some of this, the people around you will think you're on a new medication. that you've started your meditation classes. And it's like, that's a very good thing indeed. That says, okay, I'm going to be the one that takes a pause. The presence is myself before I proceed. I'm going to be the one. That's up to me. And if I want more of that in the world, then I'm a creator and a co-creator of what is in the world, then it's literal, not just theoretical. And then if I was, instead of underhanded, kind of covert, if I was more open, authentic, able to shed light on situations, truthful, what freedom might be like in that. So yesterday in a retreat that I did, I opened this camera like it's open today and walked around my house and did a tour of the house, including the closets and drawers and kitchen cabinets. Would you be willing to do that? Anybody there? Like, oh yeah. It's like, no, not till I go home and clean up. Get a sense of the freedom it would be if we were free of that shame about that guilt about that. And it's like the same judgments that anybody have about us are the judgments we already have about us. So they would say, you're not clean enough, you're too clean, you're OCD, you need to do that, that's too old, that doesn't match, you need a decorator. It's like, there's no new thoughts there, not one new thought there. So what if we were that free to say, there's nothing you can think about me that I don't already think about me. And if it's hurting me, then it's my own spiritual abandonment of myself that is hurting me. Not what you think about me, not what you say about me, not your opinion, but my own unhealed, fault-finding, nitpicking, self-recriminating masochism within myself that is causing me the pain and suffering. This is good news. This is good news because this is doable. It's doable to heal within. It's doable to inquire about our patterns and our BS systems, the belief systems, the BS. The BS, the belonging systems, this patterning to like, oh, like me, love me, make me okay, appreciate me, say I'm okay, say I did good, love me, instead of like all of that I'm seeking is for me to do. That the love I'm seeking is available closer, according to scripture, than my hands and my feet. An eternal love, an infinite love. And instead of going to that deep well and drinking, I'm going to a hardware store looking for a loaf of bread. And then mad and disappointed and sad and frustrated that I didn't find one. So I've got to do it differently. It is then, instead of getting more and more demanding, willful, stubborn. You know, when I was a little girl, I thought my middle name was Stubborn. This is what my daddy called me most of the time. And I see it now. I'm not blind to that anymore. But what if I wasn't as stubborn? So my primary spiritual practice currently, and there's a list of these, and the ones I'm using most now are most often accept the mystery of it. This is from the Pearls. Accept the mystery of it and go with it. Go with it. And it sounds so easy, doesn't it? Like, oh, go with it. Let it be. Let it be. Oh, I can do that. It's like, well, you're going to get to practice today because before you leave that building, somebody's going to cross you. Whatever lunch they brought in there won't be to your liking. It won't suit you. There'll be a little something off about it. It's like, oh, what if I go with it? What if I go with it? That I realize, oh, it's just one meal for the whole of my life. Oh, I'm a grown person. I can go as soon as I leave here and get something that's more suitable. So some of my practice lately included being at this retreat center, guiding these enlightened beings with me through our torture chamber of the mind. And somebody baked cookies, and they followed the directions exactly that said bake it 10 minutes, bake it 350 for 10 minutes. They did exactly that. The cookies turned out black and charred, black, like not even recognizable. So the next day, some helpful person was going to bake cookies again, and I witnessed it. So I went in and said, hey, now, did you see the cookies yesterday? What happened? Oh, yeah, ruined, black and charred. I said, yeah. So she followed the directions exactly. So in order to get a different outcome, I'm recommending to lower the heat and lower the amount of time they're in the oven. And she said, it says right here to bake them at 350 for 10 minutes. I said, it sure does. You're right about that. And did you see what 350 and 10 minutes did yesterday? I did. And it says right here, 350 for 10 minutes. Then I heard my own voice say, go with it. So I went with it. And I went back to what is my business and left what is none of my business. Freedom, folks. Then the cookies turned out black and charred. And I was so enlightened. I mean, I was ready to ascend that afternoon, I thought. I was so enlightened, I didn't have to run in there to her and say, told you. I tried to tell you. I didn't. I was free of it. I was free of it. Go with it. It's hers. It belongs to her. Like, I don't have to pick up that rope, and there won't be a war in my life. There will not be negative effects on my emotional well-being if I don't pick up that rope. And I didn't. Then at Christmas in my family's house, they had made comments about this is the smallest turkey they've ever had. It's not really a turkey, it's just a turkey breast. And then eventually I said, would you like me to slice this? And she said, yes. And I reached and got a beautiful red plate to put it on. And she said, that's not the plate. I want it on a platter. The platter's up there on the top shelf. Put it on that platter. I said, oh, okay. I said, well, do you realize it will be a third of that platter? I want it on that platter. That goes on that platter. That's the platter. I heard my own voice. Go with it. Go with it. So the red platter it is, with a third of it with turkey on. All is well. If I create, all is well. If I exercise my own inherent, innate, divine right to live a freer, more liberated, spiritual life, in touch with my own spirit. So think about some of the things you might do in your life and the difference of dropping the blaming. No more blaming self, no more blaming them. Just this is what is, this is the lay of the land. What would a sane, sensible person do here? And if our teaching is true, that I am creating my experience of life, that I'm a creator of what I experience, that I can no longer call anything a problem, because the second I call it a problem, I have experienced it as a problem. So I've got to call it something different, or what it is. And that's on me. My peace hinges on that. So Eckhart Tolle says it like this: when you create a problem, you create pain. Martha Pearl says it like this: when I call something a problem, I'm calling forth pain. I'm causing pain. All it takes is a simple choice. A simple choice. Not as easy because we're not practiced in it, but a simple choice, a simple decision. No matter what happens, no matter what happens, I will create no more pain for myself. No matter what happens, I will create no more pain for myself because as I create it for myself, then it exponentially goes out in the world. So if I want a world freer of pain and freer of suffering, then I hold the gatekeeping of that. I will create no more pain. It's a process. It's a direction. I go. I invite you with me as co-inspirators for creating the world we want to see. Love to you all. I hope to see you at the workshop. And get in touch with me anytime. MarthaCreek.com. There's free classes going on all the time, newsletters, podcasts, interviews. Reverend Linda's on there with an interview with me. It's other beautiful souls. And I thank you again for having me with you this morning.
Lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me. Never would have made it. Never would have made it without you. I would have lost it all. But now I see how you were. Without you, see, I would have lost it all. Now I see how you were there for me. I can say I'm stronger, wiser, better, much better. When I look back on all you brought me through, I can see that you were there, the one you held on to. And now I can say I never would have made it. Never could have made it without you. I could have lost it all. But now I see how you were there for me. I never could have made it. No. Never could have made it without you. I would have lost it all. Now I see how you were there for me. I'm stronger. Say I'm stronger. I'm stronger, I'm wiser, so much wiser, I'm better. I made it through my storm, and now my test because you were there to carry me through this mess, and I say never could have made it, Lord knows. Never would have made it without you. I would have lost it all.
Thank you, Jeff and Linda. And thank you, Martha Creek. Martha Creek, I love you. Every time I hear you, you shake up my perceptions of me and my world somehow in a major way. You've already done that, so I'm really looking forward to the workshop while we continue the process. Now is the time in the service when we take out our tithes and offerings. We hold them in our hands. We bless them as we say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love because I love to give. Oh, you have the ushers have the offering plates. Our prayer chaplain today is Stacy Murphy. She'll be over in the alcove after the service. Spiritual discussion group is the first and third Tuesday of the month. The next one will be on the 18th of January. I had to add 4 and 14 together, sorry. Charity yoga with Lana, Monday and Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, right here. Prayer circles is Thursday at 11. Metamorphosis is possibly coming Saturday mornings. There is a sign up in the back. It is the continuation of the abundance class. It's, what it says, 10 weeks. If you're interested, Reverend Linda needs a minimum number of people to offer the course. So if you're interested, there is a sign up sheet in the back. And then she's going to be starting, on the 16th. Okay, is that right? Yeah. Next Sunday, okay. From the Charles Fillmore's book, Jesus Christ Heals, Reverend Linda's going to be doing a class. No.
It's a 6-week talk series.
Oh.
Sunday morning I'll be speaking about that book. So if you're curious and want to follow along, get yourself a copy.
Oh, okay.
And
Sorry.
then I'm offering an online class of the book, studying it with a group of people on Wednesday nights, and I'm going to start a monthly healing hour virtually and open it up to the world starting on the 7th of February. So if you're interested in those last two things, let me know so that I can contact you electronically.
Thank you. We have email issues. If you want to receive our weekly newsletter and you are not already doing so, there is the sign up sheet in the back. Please sign your name and your email, and we're going to try and get that all remedied. Please. What? Yeah? Okay, please. Caregiver support group is going to be starting this month here, 2 o'clock on the 4th Thursday of the month at 2 p.m. So we're looking forward to that. 2 weeks from now, January 23rd and 30th, after service, we're going to do a discussion of the Raising Your Inner Light video. And on February 27th, coming up, sponsored by our prayer chaplains, there's going to be a healing hour after the service. Were you going to talk about that?
Well,
yeah, come on.
just wanted to encourage everybody.
Microphone.
Oh.
People online can't hear you.
Good morning, first of all. We would really encourage everybody to come and support this. We've never done anything like this before, and we as in the prayer chaplains are very, very excited to offer this to everybody. If you have a friend that wants to come, you don't have to be a congregant. So please come. It's going to be a very, very healing time. And we're going to have one-on-one prayer for people that want one-on-one. We're going to have chakra clearing. We're going to have a Reiki circle with oil. And we're hoping to have a oneness blessing at the very, very end. So stay tuned. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask any one of your prayer chaplains. It will be right after service. Oh, we will provide some snacks or something to eat, and then we'll start after service, probably 11:30ish, to give everybody time to get a little snack and eat. So, thank you.
Next Sunday, well, Reverend Linda's here today, but she'll also be here next Sunday. Mr. Shepherd.
And on Thursday, Thursday evening, we have our great Voices from Within choir rehearsal at 6 p.m. sharp. All are welcome. All you have to do is be able to walk through the door.
Oh.
Just a reminder,
Oh.
there are sign-up sheets in the back if you're interested in being in the directory. On the table in the very back, you can sign up.
Well, we're trying to fulfill what we said we were going to do before the pandemic, which is get a new church directory updated. So, okay. Creator of all that is, we bless each person in this room, their donation, their gifts. We bless them to your use through unity of Port St. Lucie. And we thank them for their generosity and for every prayer in the prayer box, every prayer on our heart for people in our lives. We embrace and acknowledge healing is available, and we are all whole and perfect as we are. And so we surround each person in need with your love, your comfort, your joy, your peace. And so it is. Amen. Thank you. And we want to thank everyone who had any part in the service before, during, after, and just a special little thank you to Paul Shepard and Paul's teams who, I don't know, I think they have like 5 jobs today, and they managed to get here and make sure all the technology worked perfectly. So thank you. And now everyone stand and join us in the peace song. This we say, yea, God. Those of you staying for the workshop, there is lunch in the back. We're going to be setting it out right now.